Hey guys, welcome back to Story in Java. So today let's talk about the grouping by function in Stream API. So it is one of the important function in Java Stream API. So the basically what is the grouping by function? What its uses? So grouping by function in Stream API it is group the element based on the classification function, and it returns the result in a map. Okay, it is very similar to SQL group by clause. So you knows the SQL group by clause. Okay, so it is very similar to that clause. So here I have taken one example. So if you have a employee, okay, if you have an employee and we want to group by the we want to sort the employee by gender. Okay, so suppose we have a poor employee and in that we have um, Sagar, Sita, Rahul, Ram, and we want to sort out the employee based on the gender. Suppose we have for the female we have one employee and male we have three employees. So we want the find the employee based on the gender. So how we can do that? So in using Steam API, it is very easy to find out the uh, employee based on the gender. We can group by the we can use the grouping by function for that. Okay, so the let's jump into the code and see how it will work. So here I will create the one class for that. Suppose we have a class grouping by suppose example. So we have one class. So we have one class. So what we are doing? So here, as you seen, so here we have a employee and we want to find the employee based on the gender. Okay, so how can do that? So now we will create the one class for that. Suppose class employee, and in that we have four fields. Suppose private id, int id, private string name, private will take two more fields. Suppose we have a gender, right? So we have a string gender, and again we have a salary, integer salary. Suppose salary. Okay, so for that we will create the getter and setters and constructors. So superclass constructor, parameterize constructor, getter setter, getter setter, and last one is toString. Okay, so the employee class is ready. In that we have declared four field, id, name, gender, and salary. Okay, so in the main class we will firstly write the main method, and we will create the one array list. In that we will add the employee list, list. We want to import the array list. Okay, and in that we want to add the employee. Suppose employee ID is 1, name is Sagar, suppose, and gender is male, and salary is suppose 42,000. We'll add some more employees. Suppose we have a Sita, female, 52,000. Rahul, ID is suppose 3, and salary is suppose 82,000. We have a Ram, male, and salary is suppose 32,000. Okay. New employee. Okay, so we have added 4 employee into the list. So now we want to group the employee based on the gender. So how we can do that? So we will store that data into the map. So we want to firstly create the map for that. So firstly, key, we will store the gender as a key. Okay, so the key gender as a string, and the list of employee will store in the list of employee as employee. Okay, and the map name is map suppose, and that will find the employee based on the gender. So how we can do that? So firstly we will take the stream of that list, and we will use the collect, and we are just using collectors, and after that we'll grouping by we'll use the grouping by function, and in that we are just passing the uh, method reference we can pass, and we can use the lambda expression. So here we will pass the method reference. So we are finding the employee based on the gender. So we will just pass the method suppose get gender. Okay, so it will store as a key. Okay, so it will store here is a string, and after that we want to just yes, it will return the list of employees. It is okay. So you can see here the list of employee map. You want to import the map. Okay, so what is happening here? Import the list. We want to import the list. So yes, it will return the list of employee based on the gender. So here we are just printing here mm, map dot entry. What is happening? Map dot entry. Okay, entry key is a string, and here is a list of employee. So you can just copy and you can paste here. Okay, and we are getting the employee from map. We are taking the entry set, and here we are just printing that data. So the closing bracket is not closed. Okay, so we'll get the first key. We'll give one space between key and value, and here we'll get the value. Okay, so it will print the gender, and it's group by the gender. It will print the list of the employee group by the gender. So I just run it. So you can see here the female employee is Sita only, so it will return the only one employee, and male employee, so three employees male, so it return the three employee, Sagar, Rahul, and Ram. So it's written the three employees. So it is very easy to find the employee based on the any specific field. So we can use the Steam API. So we will take one more example. Suppose we want to find the sum of the salary of the same gender. Okay. So suppose we have three male employee, Sagar, Rao, Ram. So we want to find the sum of that three employees. So how we can do that? So again we will use map. So in that we'll gender as a string, and the sum, suppose it is integer value. So we can define as integer, and we will give name, suppose sum. We will take the stream firstly. Again we will collect it using collectors. In that we will use grouping by function, and in that we will again pass method reference. Suppose we will use lambda expression as well, no issue. Suppose e dot get sender, and what we want to find the sum of that salary. Okay, so how we can do that? So again we will use collectors dot summing. We have summing int function, and in that we want to again pass the method reference, and again we can use the lambda expression. So here we will pass the method reference, so t dot get salary. So we want to find the sum of that salary. Okay, so it will return. So here you can see we are storing the key as a string. So it will store the gender as a key, and it will again collecting the salary of same gender. Okay, so it will store into the value. So we will just print here. Okay, so again we'll use for loop for that. Map dot entry, key is a string and value is integer. Entry set, and here we will just printing it. Sys out t dot get key, in between we'll give space, and get t dot get value. So it will print the gender and its sum of salary of that gender. Okay, so it will print the firstly if we male employee salary. So it will sum the 42,000, 82,000, 32,000, and that it will return the sum of that three employee. Okay, so you can see here, I just run it. So you can see here the female employee of the sum of salary is 52,000, because we have only one female employee, so it will return the 52,000, and the male employee having 1 lakh 56,000. So it will just sum of that three employees, Sagar, Rahul, and Ram. So this way we can find the sum of salary of the same gender. So it will again useful for the complex tasks. Okay, so we will take one more example. Suppose we want to find the number of employee of the same gender. So how we can do that? Suppose we have three employee, and three male employee and one female employee. So how we can find that? So we will just again, we will again store into the map, and in map we have store, we want to store the gender and its counting. So counting method return the long type value, so we will declare as long. So and name as suppose count, we will give any name. We'll again take string, we'll collect it using collectors. In that we will again use grouping by function, and in that we can use the gain employee get sender. Okay, get sender, and its count. Okay, so the collectors dot counting, we have counting function. Okay, so it will return the count of that employee which is having same gender. Okay, so what is happening here? Collectors grouping by employee and collectors counting. Okay, yes, it is correct. What is having changed by grouping by concurrent? No, what will happen? What is happening here? String collectors dot grouping by employee z gender. So we'll, okay. Yes, yes, the round bracket is wrong. Okay, now what is happening? The method grouping by T is the type of collector is not applicable for the upload get data. Get gender. Here is a mistake. Here is a mistake. Here is a mistake. So now it is correct. Okay. So now it is correct. So it will return the count of the same gender. Okay. So I just run it again. So you can see, no, I just find it, but I have not printed it. Okay, so I need to print it again. We want to use the for loop for that. Suppose we have for loop, and in that we want to, we can pass here the same map dot entry. Okay, okay, long, what is happening? R and name of the map, and we want to take the entry set. Below we are just printing it, sys out dot get key, giving space in between, dot get value. Okay, so now it will print the count of that employee. What is happening here is a plus is missing. So you can see here that we have one female employee and we have three male employees. So this is the use of grouping by function. So you got the little bit you got the better understanding of the grouping by function. Okay, so the this is the all about of the grouping by function.